Alrighty, I know we are at the end and the pressure may feel like it's on, and that could be true, and it really is true in a way. So I want to roll the schedule forward so that we can look where we're at, because I'm recording this the Friday before Thanksgiving, or sorry, Friday after Thanksgiving. So if you look back, we're right here. But what I'm really going to talk about here is our week 8 Learn Together, because I just recorded that. And I'm going to add something to that requirement. And I will note this in the write-up, is that you'll need to watch this week in order to make this work, or to do this final step, okay? So at this point, I've had you in week 8 start setting up the directories and doing at least several of the what we call endpoints, or ultimately the routes for the create and the read part of your CRUD for your last development concept. And so I just recorded this, and after I was recording it, I was thinking about something really fundamental, and you will have learned this as far as this idea of the Postman, right? So the Postman is how we interact with our API running on our local computers. So what I'm going to do, so let me back up here. What I'm going to do when I grade your week 8 Learn Together, I'm actually going to bring in your code. I'm going to run the npm I for install, and you will have needed to invited me into your workspace so that I can just run your endpoints. So what do I mean by that? So in here, like for me, it was email API. And here were the routes that I got set up for the assignment that is for week 8. And so as part of the work you need to do is you need to invite me, right? So you need to go in there, and then you're going to add an email, and then enter email address. Oh, right here. So you all need to invite me into that. Now I can't add myself and then invite into the team. And so I don't know exactly how this will work. I hope it works the way I hope, which is I should see your Postman settings in my workspace once you add me. So you got to make sure you do that before I start to grade on this day, the 6th. Okay? Now, again, the reason I'm doing this encouragement, because I'd said in week 8, is that I originally said if you got your development done, that this last section you wouldn't necessarily have to show all the code commits. You could just do it to your dev 1. But I've decided to actually give you encouragement here. So that's changed a little bit, just a heads up there. Okay? And so what you can do right now, if you can kind of contextualize this, is that as your dev 1, I have drafted some requirements. What you could add to that is what we did here for the Learn Together 8. Okay? So I will probably just copy those in there, but I just want you to know you'll end up needing to have all the CRUD requirements here, but I just made you to do the C, create, R for read for this week. And you'll need to do the U for update and the D for delete, having those all complete, and some additional route that does something that's not shown. But I'll detail those out probably the 1st of this week. So just to be clear about where we're at in the schedule, is that at this point you have one more section, you have one more Learn Together, and you have the all-important Dev 0. Okay? And I will have a schedule for that, but it'll be sometime on Thursday. I'll have sessions for those. Depending on how this works today, I may either encourage you or not have to require you to come in for these. So we'll see how that works. That's part of why I'm doing this, is to actually see how this workspace idea. Because if I if I get your code onto my local computer and run it, this should make it much easier for us to actually communicate about the code. All right, so here's what I want you to do. In your reply here, I want you to tell me if you understand what I'm requiring or what I'm changing here, right? Watch and reply with any, well, actually, I'll leave this, questions or feedbacks on the topics I've covered here. Okay? All right. Have a good one. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.